Hi, this is Jillian from Get Living Raw Foods and Wellness Coaching. So today I want to introduce you to my friend, Carla Martinez, and was one of my clients. And what I just loved about Carla when she came, she was so candid and open about the fact that she has HIV. And it really surprised me because I actually don't know very many people with HIV. So I just loved her attitude. She is such a positive person, and she's just so full of life. And I just wanted her to be able to share her story with you so that you too can be encouraged. And let's break this myth of HIV, and let's hear from Carla. So Carla, how was it when you received your diagnosis?
Oh, it was devastating. Absolutely devastating. May 4th, 2017, I got the test back that revealed that I was positive, and I was absolutely devastated. I didn't know how to react. Who, how, when, where, like all the questions were asked. And I immediately started researching more information because I just couldn't believe that I had it and that I had tested positive. So I looked into it more because the last I had heard was when I was in high school, and I learned about HIV and AIDS back in the late 80s or something, and it was disturbing at that time. And so I wanted answers. I wanted questions answered, and I looked everywhere I could between internet, and I joined every group and organization, I think, in central Ontario to get the answers I needed.
Isn't that wonderful to be able to, when you do find that you're in that situation, to do all the research? And it's wonderful that the resources are out there. So Carla, what did you actually find was the hardest to deal with?
The hardest part of living with HIV is the stigma. It is still very prevalent today as it was years ago, and with the new treatments and medicine available, there's no need to have that stigma anymore. And so yeah, we need to get the word out.
Get the stigma. And I know because when I'm coming from South Africa, of course, AIDS was very huge and still is actually in South Africa. And many people are dying of AIDS and side effects of HIV untreated. And it is quite devastating when you see the gravesites on a Saturday, because that's when they will bury their relatives, and there are busloads of people. And so definitely is a stigma. So how have you been able to overcome this?
By educating myself and speaking out on it. I can educate others and let them know. Now with the treatments and medicines available now, I take one pill a day every morning, and it keeps the virus at such a level it's undetectable in my system, which now we have learned when you're undetectable, you are untransmittable. You can no longer transmit the virus. So it's important to get that message out there is, there's no longer the transmission issues that there was. As long as you can get on effective treatment and the availability is there, then yeah.
Which is wonderful. We do live in a great age for that. So you mentioned about a new message.
Yes, it's you might see it on signage or in online or in newspapers, and it's U equals U, and it stands for undetectable equals untransmissible, and that's exactly what it is. You take your pill, you get on effective treatment, and within a few months you will drop down to undetectable levels, and you cannot transmit the virus at all.
And you can live a normal life.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. Life goes on. Take my one pill a day. It's like I don't even have it.
Well, and honestly, when I see Carla, she's at the gym every morning, working out. She just lives her life. She has a beautiful granddaughter. I see her walking her daughter, and that's why I really wanted you to hear from her. So what tips would you have for us?
When I got diagnosed, I immediately went into looking for information, and in that information seeking that I did, I sought you out because self-care became priority for me. And with self-care, it also involved, to me, food and exercise. And it's really important to me to eat well and exercise. And to me, that's the component of my healthy living lifestyle that will also augment how my life goes, how I live with HIV.
Isn't that wonderful that we don't have to be stuck with the diagnosis, but we could work with it. We can also defeat it depending on where you're at. And it sounds like Carla is defeating this diagnosis that she has. It doesn't have to be who she is. It will be still part of her story, a beautiful story, in fact. but it's something she can move on with it. What did you say? I know there was one particular session we did that really spoke to you.
That was the self-reflection that we did. And yeah, that really spoke to me about how I needed to regain my power and my self-esteem, you know, prior to my diagnosis. But even more importantly to me now is to have my power back. And so loving myself was a huge one and very difficult to do, and it took weeks and still working on that.
And that is a hard one for most of us. And you know what? Healthy lifestyle is not just about eating healthy. It's about having a healthy outlook about who you are and about life. There's so many different facets. You can actually have an amazing, incredible, healthy diet, but still be sick because you're dealing with stress, or you don't love you don't love yourself. I mean, there's a lot of factors that come into play. So, what would you like to leave us with, Carla?
June 27th is National HIV Testing Day, and we will be in Barrie, Ontario at City Hall doing free testing for anyone that wants to come out and support us that day. Also, it is a specific test that you need to request from your doctor. It's not just a given to walk in and say you want to be, you want it part of your annual blood work or something. You do need to specifically request an HIV test. And it's, I just throw it out there for anybody. Everybody should be tested, period. That's it. Just know your status. It's not scary. It's not intimidating. And there's support groups out there to help you with that. Gilbert Center is huge in Barrie. Has been a big support for me in my past 2 years. But once you know your status, you can get on effective treatment, become undetectable, and it's non-transmittable to anybody.
Which is really good.
Yeah.
So that's in Barrie, Ontario, Canada, for those that are international. But June 27th it's international, right?
It's a National HIV Testing Day.
Yeah. So which is so if you can. So do you need a doctor's certificate to get your blood test then?
No.
So that's
they'll have nurses on hand, I believe, doing the blood draws.
Oh, so for people who are concerned, it's a good thing to do. I wanted you to meet Carla. She is a great representative of HIV, and she does some chronic conditions courses, and she's very willing to help people through this process. So a great example of someone who's actually overcome a difficult situation in such a positive way. So thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe.